This one's a little runaway. All right, this is the last kitten in my current litter of 6-day-old bottle babies. Hoping this one is a really effective one so you can see how it looks when everything goes great with trying to syringe feed kittens this tiny and young. This one, as you can see, still has the umbilical stump. And this little one is a drama queen. This one screams and thrashes and fights. Okay, so we look for an opening so we never force the nipple in. I try to squeeze out a drop to let the kitten know it's there. There we go. This kitten is a chomper and a biter, so you need to wait until they open the mouth to willingly take the nipple in. You never want to force it. There. They're so desperate to eat, but this is not what it's supposed to feel like when they remember nursing from mama, so it's so hard. Okay. All right. Do it again. Do it again. There we go. I got it in. Depressing very carefully. There we go. I knew this one wouldn't let me down. So I am not really depressing the plunger at all. The kitten's force of suck is pulling the plunger down. I'm just resting my thumb on it. The jaw is working, so the kitten is actually working to draw the milk out. When the paws start flailing around, that means the milk flow got blocked, momentarily. So then I depress the plunger very gently to help out, because if the kitten gets too frantic, then she will come right off the nipple. The feed will be interrupted. So you need to watch very closely, and whenever it gets stuck like that, you need to help out very carefully. This one is a very good eater. This one, we'll probably have to use another syringe and continue feeding this one, because ideally they should be taking about 5 to 6 mLs, and this syringe is only 3 mLs. See, you can tell that was a very good, effective latch and suck. So I have another one always ready. Always check the temperature. I keep them sitting in hot water so that they're perfectly warm, so we don't have to have too much of an interruption with a feed. And this kitty might have gotten enough for now, but it sounds like one of the other ones is ready for a second serving. This is the guy that tends to be a little harder to feed. It's hard to tell at this age too if they truly want more milk or if they want the nuzzling and comfort of mama after they've eaten. He's sort of biting and chomping at the he is actually really biting on the nipple. And I'm trying to get it at an angle he seems to want. I'm depressing very gently. So a lot of this behavior indicates that he's seeking comfort. He might not necessarily be frantically hungry anymore. So it's wonderful to keep offering, but at this point it's not that important to force milk into him if he's not actively trying to get the suck right and transfer a significant amount of milk. At this point, it might be where all you really need to do, I think I've made a video before where I get these rabbit skins, and at this point with the kittens, I just sort of wrap them in the rabbit skin, and I actually make sure to wear clothes with lots of great big pockets on them around the time that I have these newborn litters, and I might just tuck them right in the tuck them in the pocket in the rabbit skin so they can feel warm and snuggled and keep them close. And this little guy, I believe, is also our first to purr. So he has definitely shown us a couple times after feedings that he needs to nuzzle and have some comfort. And so that's a very important part of feeding the kittens whenever you have time to. And another super important thing is to always get the extra milk off their faces. If you leave any milk around their faces, it hardens and it becomes crunchy. And that's actually pretty painful for the kitten. It can stab them, and when it gets pulled or if it dries in a pattern that's against the growth of the fur, it's painful and uncomfortable, and you can have a kitten who simply won't latch on, won't eat, fusses, cries. And actually what it is he's got so much dried milk or food or urine or whatever else caked around his face and neck that he's in pain, and he won't open his jaw or rub or get his face close to anything. So every single time I feed them, I stop and really take care to use a damp rag and wipe the milk off and then comb it out. And if it does dry, then I really make sure to comb it out. And it's just unbelievable what a difference it makes not to let them get crunchy residue around their little faces and necks and chins. And those are pretty much the biggest pointers I have for syringe feeding tiny new ones. If you get these things down and they're relatively healthy, you should have a pretty good time of it. And before you know it, they'll be going for longer and longer stretches. These particular kittens, I am feeding every 2 hours around the clock, but they are healthy and strong. And I think these 3 should continue to thrive. I think we've lost all the ones we're gonna lose. So I'm hoping to soon be able to go. I'm gonna try a 4-hour stretch tonight. See if I can sleep for 4 hours at some point in the middle of the night before I have to get up and feed him again. I've done 2 hours around the clock last night, all day today, and until I go to bed, I'll do 2 every 2 hours, and then maybe I'll get up 2 hours after I go to bed, and then I'll try to go 4 hours before I get up again. We'll see how it goes. But at 6 or 7 days old, with healthy kittens who weren't absolutely covered in fleas or anemic or had diarrhea or anything like that, I think that's a reasonable feeding routine. We will see how it goes.